This is Christian Nern.
Doris in the house. Dos minutos, cabros. Yo ya dije un poquito de los anuncios que esperaba y lo que creo que va a pasar. Pero nunca se sabe. Primero el boiler, sí. Vamos a jugar. Christian 9 será jugador. Muy parecido, weón. Too much. Elevador, ¿cierto? Sí. Vamos a buscarlo. Sí, pues Odor, pues, weón. Todo el rato, sí, tengo razón. Se llama Crystal 9 Odor. Odor is in the house! ¡Woohoo! Toco fino. Vole competitivo, joder, dice Gerald. Difícil. Difícil. Voy a hacer la fotito de apertura a Instagram, sí, para publicar que estamos live ya. Quiero terminar a empezar. You see in the house.
Feeling of just knowing a game is right for you when you first lay eyes on it is such a great feeling.
The thing that happens is you start to feel the excitement just build up.
I'm thinking about it all the time, even in my sleep.
Incluso a veces por una misma comunidad, te llegas a enamorar bastantísimo.
I play video
¿Será?
games because
¿Fue
I love stories.
Experiencing worlds that you can't experience as yourself.
I guess video games allow me to be what I can't. It's fiction, but it's not.
And come home, log onto your PC, and disappear into a different world.
I am a part of something bigger, a part of something beautiful.
As an autistic person, video games give me a place where I could be in a world that made sense to me.
I will tell you that all of my family play video games.
Me and my brothers, we would share the computer 1 hour at a time.
저는 제 와이프랑 게임을 가장 많이 해요.
I'm really enjoying playing video games with my dad.
My children.
My little sister. That connection between video games, allowing us to converse with each other, added a lot to our relationship.
Games like the World of Warcraft let me meet people that I probably never would have.
I can honestly say I met some of my best friends through playing games.
We have this connection that allows us to share our joys, to share our achievements, to share our growth together.
Every time I'm able to achieve something, I'm able to make myself proud.
Killing heroic Blackhand back in Warlords of Draenor was one of my favorite memories.
I managed to find that one hidden pylon with my one Mutalisk
We beat hardcore Inferno Diablo.
I was able to hit gold in competitive in Overwatch.
I had someone say, oh, I can't lose to a girl. And I beat that guy.
So I was able to slay this warlock as a little gnome holy priest, freaking out and screaming the whole time.
Adrenaline through my body was going crazy.
Pela caminhada ter sido tão prazerosa e pela conquista ter vindo.
A gente se sentiu muito, caramba, a gente conseguiu algo incrível aqui.
¿Es posible?
I killed the Witch King!
然后夺冠的时候，现
¿Quién era el
在
extra?
的女性工作人员，包括有些男的工作人员，他们都哭了。
Many years ago, I was doing a quest in Terracar Forest, and a lovely little mage came up and said, "Would you like a hand?" They helped me for the rest of the day. We've been married now for over.
Oh, esa es la historia de los abuelos que están casados hace 1000 años en World of Warcraft. Qué linda.
Friendships that I didn't have. There isn't a huge LGBTQIA+ community in my city. So when I was able to play a video game, I was able to start talking with people who didn't really care that I was a gay male.
But video games were my escape. When I was a teenager, my dad was diagnosed with ALS, and I looked to video games as a way to escape from that sort of reality. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm just glad video games were there for me.
I'll never stop playing video games.
There's no way.
I imagine myself one day being an 80-year-old grandpa gamer.
Playing video games has shaped me. I don't think I would be who I am today.
My passion, my interest, my excitement, they belong.
Video games opened for me the world.
And because of that, I'm forever thankful.
And I can't wait to see what the next generation holds.
Este es el aniversario 30, ¿eh? Importante. A cualquiera.
Welcome to Blizzcon Line, a celebration of 30 years of Blizzard
A mí personalmente me pega
30
fuerte.
years of Blizzard
Porque
games.
tengo 30. No sé.
30 years
Es como.
is so many years.
Y me crié con
Last
juegos de
year
Blizzard también.
maybe felt like one of the longest of all. But throughout the years of Blizzard Entertainment,
Es especial.
from 1991 to today, many of us can associate certain games
Bueno, a ver si lo puedo activar,
milestones
¿eh?
in our lives. Maybe you were a little kid the
¿Se
first
puede?
time you played The Lost Vikings. Or
¿Quieres que lo deje en
in high
español?
school when you first played a Diablo game. Or maybe you met your partner while you were
Pero no
playing
puedo.
World of Warcraft. That's the awesome thing about video games.
Si sale en
They
inglés,
give
no puedo.
us experiences that are relevant to the times in our lives and experiences that we carry forward with us. Games are here for us during good times.
Pero
They're here for
en inglés igual
us
ayuda.
even when we feel alone or maybe
Lo estoy traduciendo si es que lo quieren en el chat. Me lo piden y simplemente lo hago. Pero no lo hago hasta que no me lo piden porque personalmente si entiendo un poco lo que pasa, al final me molesta un poco más.
belonging. And while many of us spent most of 2020 in our actual real life homes,
No traducirlo, me refiero al verlo.
games became even more of a place to get away, to be free from outside concerns, even if just for a little while. So,
Está hablando igual un poco básicamente
this is pretty weird.
la importancia de lo que son los juegos para cada uno y lo que se ha vuelto para cada uno y poder arrancar tener un espacio para poder jugar y para poder disfrutar,
faction,
por así
the
decirlo, de cada uno.
or my favorite faction, the Horde. I get confused. Usually, I'd be speaking to 40,000 of you in person at the Anaheim Convention Center and millions of you around the world. And usually, that would be a perfect way to celebrate. But nothing about the last year has been usual. The pandemic has been hard on everyone, and for many different reasons. But if there's one thing that the last year has taught us, it's that being apart physically doesn't stop us from moving forward. It doesn't stop us from connecting with our player friends around the world, diving in as warriors and heroes, and checking on each other as humans. it doesn't stop us from sharing our latest epic gaming story or celebrating those of others. Games continue to unite us. Now, to be honest, I wasn't sure how well Blizzard could work from home. There are thousands of people all needing to work together in creating our universes, games, and experiences.
¿Verdad? En Colombia está top 1 la caga en el mundo en coronavirus.
Blizzard to make a Blizzard game. And in 2020, it became clear that the magic of creating at Blizzard isn't just tied to a physical location. It's tied to the people who work here, and I continue to be so proud of each and every one of them. Thank you, Blizzard. We create these games and pour all of our energy and heart into them, but it is you, the Blizzard community, that brings them to life. And that's why BlizzCon Line is a celebration of you, the guild leaders, healers, DPS, tanks, innkeepers, Zerg, Terran, Protoss, Blackwatch, Shimada, the heroes of Sanctuary and of the Storm. These next few days are for you, our Blizzard community.
Really freaky.
For World of Warcraft, we'll be showing you what's next for both Shadowlands and Classic. I'm sure you're all burning in anticipation for that one. Hearthstone is getting back to its roots in a major way. We can't wait to show you how.
Pero probablemente está con más delay,
We
¿no?
also have news for our Diablo community. Some of you were able to dip your toes into the depths of hell in the Diablo Immortal Technical Alpha.
Thank you, Gerald, te pasaste.
I really enjoyed seeing players embrace the multiplayer aspect of meeting in town. We can't wait for more of you to get your hands on it. So, it's only the beginning of the year, and already there is so much to look forward to, even though we can't yet be together in person. The Overwatch League will be kicking things off in spring, and we'll be watching closely to see if the San Francisco Shock can continue their championship run. World of Warcraft Esports is back with the Arena World Championship and Mythic Dungeon International already in full swing in Shadowlands. StarCraft 2
No, Diablo nunca tenía contenido PvP.
Warcraft 3 Esports are going strong.
Ni arena, ni evento PvP, fijo.
ESL Pro Tour. And qualifiers are already underway for the first online stop of the 2021 Hearthstone Masters Tour.
Heroes of the Storm? Do I listen to Heroes of the Storm there?
But
no, tampoco.
Before we get too far ahead, let's take a look one last time to when times were a little simpler. In the early 1990s, the internet was a baby. CD sales had finally eclipsed cassette tapes. Cassette tape, it's a rectangle piece of plastic, and there's a tape inside, and music would get recorded on, and sometimes you needed a pencil to wind it and make it tight. I know, it sounds crazy. We were all playing video games on Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, DOS, or Mac PCs. I personally was a master of ConfigSys and AutoExec-BAT. So many simple things in simple times. If only we could relive them.
Vamos a hacer un Retro Games HD como todas las compañías. Me gusta así. La conexión que me regalaron por parte de Liz para la taberna, que es para la gente de la taberna, de hecho yo soy el único en ese caso. Me parece que venía con los ports, así que podemos jugarlo. No, Tito. Oh, se me acuerda con los jugadores. Los Vikings me tinca. Vieron 3 temas encima. Dun, dun.
The Blizzard Arcade
One Arcade Collection.
featuring the Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, and Blackthorn. These are ports of the games, just as you
Pero
remember.
Racing Online sería bacán, con esa gráfica te dejaría cagado porque se correrían
Original
todo.
experience, all 3 titles in 13
Ciertas veces no solo la gráfica, la jugabilidad.
with a couple of quality of life upgrades. As an example, we include very modern, cutting-edge functionality that wasn't available in the early 90s, both saving and loading of games. And for
Pero
those
no
of you
existía
who
antes.
purchased any Blizzard Digital Anniversary Bundle via Battle.net, you'll automatically receive
Nice.
Blizzard Arcade Collection.
Thank you.
on
Thank
PC
you. ¿Viste? Lo tengo ahora.
Now, you ready to hear about some other video
Yes.
games? Let's hear what's next for World of Warcraft.
Para los que tienen la edición colección, para los que trajeron el código de aniversario. Hay 3 ediciones. Aquí pasa un Wowcito. Wowcito.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. No matter where you are, World of Warcraft unites us all. Whether you're exploring the Shadowlands, classic Azeroth, or another part of the Blizzard universe, I'm glad you could make it, because we've got a lot of good stuff to show you. But first, let's start with some Covenant pride. Kyrian, take flight. Nightbay, let the hunt begin. Necrolords, to war! Vinthia, let's party. The world has thrown a lot at us since the last BlizzCon, and the thing that's really kept everyone going on the WoW team has been connecting with all of you. The bonds we forge with our guilds and family and friends in WoW are powerful and real.
Un poquito cringe.
As WoW enters its 16th year and Blizzard celebrates its 30th anniversary,
Solamente el último.
we're so grateful to have the most dedicated and friendly communities in gaming. Let's recap the events in
Ya, pero que se parezca a Salomán.
In WoW Classic,
Es
we
otro
fought
plus.
an endless battle for South Shore and Torren Mill. We banded together to open the gates of Ahn'Qiraj and joined forces to take down Kel'Thuzad in his floating citadel of Naxxramas. In Shadowlands, we helped our Covenant recover from the Anima drought, brought on by Sire Denathrius, Master of the Vinthier and traitor to the Pantheon of Death. We survived the halls of Torghast and crafted legendary gear in our efforts to expel Denathrius from his castle lair. Innocent souls are still wrongfully being sent to the Maw. They face an eternity of torment, and heroes like Anduin remain chained in its depths. The jailer
Oye, ahora
continues
sale.
to grow
Y viene Anduin, viene el Lich King Anduin.
preparing to break free from the Maw and
Veamos
complete
esto.
his plan to
Todo volumen.
unmake the entire Warcraft universe. And Sylvanas, you may be wondering what she's been up to all this time. Today, we're excited to unveil our first major content update for Shadowlands, Chains of Domination.
Oigan.
No ves a tu alrededor.
No, no, no.
¿Qué te hace
Bueno,
pensar que
Spanish.
no eres solo un arma para
importa.
lograr sus fines?
¡Silencio! Únete a nuestra causa o te obligaremos a servir.
Ahora, tú tienes todo el poder.
Esta fue la última cinemática que mostraron.
Tu
Yo ya la había
decisión.
mostrado.
Sylvanas Brisaveloz.
Que 15 van a Isabelo.
A pesar de nuestros esfuerzos, las fauces siguen creciendo. Y si la traición de Denathrius es irreparable, el Primus está perdido. Y Bastión no puede salvar las tierras de la sombra solo.
Esto nunca debió pasar.
Quizás la Reina del Invierno pueda.
Pues sí.
Mi arconte, un alma con vida solicita audiencia.
¿Un mortal?
Un rey. A nuestro juicio, uno que dedicó su vida a luchar por la justicia. Uno que daría lo que fuera para servir a su pueblo. Y su corazón es puro.
Entiendo.
No entiendo
Puede
nada.
pasar.
I'm so lost. Anduin.
Acércate. Mis sentidos me han hablado de ti. El rey cautivo en las fauces.
Esa prisión no podía encerrarme para siempre.
¿Por qué has venido a Bastión?
Usted tiene una llave que necesito.
Tú libera esa alma de tus cadenas.
No, ahora yo lo domino.
Tú quisiste dominar a tu propio hermano.
¡Oh my god! What? No. ¿Se chupetió? ¿Concha la lora? No.
El receptáculo cumplió muy bien con su función.
¿Oh?
Quedan 3 llaves. Y luego entenderán que jamás debieron encadenar a la muerte.
¡Damn! Mansa cinemática.
That is so intense. I know you probably have a lot of questions about what you just saw and what it means for the next stage of your Shadowlands journey. Later today, my teammates Ian and Jeremy will be telling you more about Chains of Domination in our Shadowlands update. Please check out the World of Warcraft channel to find out more. Next, I'm excited to share our upcoming World of Warcraft charity pet program. We've heard a lot from our community about how much they love these pets and the opportunity to give to a good cause, along with ideas to make the program even better. So during this upcoming campaign, you'll be able to donate whatever amount you wish to directly support our chosen charity. Once donations reach our goal, everyone playing World of Warcraft will get a pet for their collection as a thank you, whether you were able to contribute personally or not. And to make this a fun challenge, if we reach a stretch goal, everyone gets a second pet too. And here they are.
Estoy procesando lo de Anden.
The first pet is Bananas. Literally. He was originally available to a select few back in Burning Crusade era, so we're excited to give everyone a chance to adopt him. And if we reach a stretch goal, you'll also get Daisy the Sloth. She's an all-new pet who'll hang around your neck when you need a hug. Your donations during this campaign will go to support the medical humanitarian organization Doctors Without Borders, also known by their French name, Médecins Sans Frontières, or MSF. They're an amazing group doing important work around the world. We're grateful to have such a generous community, and we hope you'll help support this worthy cause. We'll be sharing the details about the Charity Pet Program on the World of Warcraft website soon. So we've talked quite a bit about Shadowlands. Classic players, now it's your turn. It's my pleasure to hand off to my teammate, Holly Longdale. She's a longtime WoW player, a veteran MMO developer, and she's going to tell us what's in store for WoW Classic.
Vamos a hablar de WoW Classic ahora. Ya.
Hi, everybody. First, I'd like to thank all of you who have ever been part of the WoW community over the years. You know, online worlds like WoW have been a huge part of our lives for decades now. As a dedicated MMO fan and a developer myself, I remember hearing that Blizzard was going to be making their own MMO. And I thought, well, I guess I'll check out that beta. And sure, we all call the game WoW. But really, wow. I could not believe I got bit by the MMO bug again. I was so excited to be able to make a Night Elf Hunter and be like that famous Dark Elf Ranger from the books that I loved. I have to tell you, Azeroth was, and still is, a place I love to live. Since last year, I've had the great honor to work alongside the WoW Classic team to bring these nostalgic experiences back to life for longtime fans and a whole new generation of players. As a fan myself, I've had so much fun in WoW. From the simple things like drive-by buffing or making friends on that long haul from Teldrassil to Ironforge, all the way to the absolutely staggering, like when I jumped blindly through the Dark Portal and was running through Hellfire Peninsula, heard this terrifying noise, and then saw the Fell Reaver. Biggest roamer I had ever seen, and I was very glad I had feigned death in that moment. And that's the thing about WoW. These stories and experiences we all share keep us coming back time after time. With that said, I'm super excited to be able to share with you where our adventures are taking us next.
Cinemática buena y Crusade era muy buena.
Osan entrar en mi reino.
No están preparados. Oh, buena esta expa. Le leo todo entretenido. Llegaré a Pepe. La agarra madrazos con la horda todo el rato. Toma, por ese guardo.
Tu codicia y estupidez te han llevado a este final. Tomen mi sangre y ahóguense en ella.
¡Mándalo!
¡Muerte a los intrusos!
Pondré su mundo cabeza abajo.
¡Aún no ha llegado su hora!
¿Por qué si aún no llegó a su hora? Los chambalas no estaban preparados. Aún no llegó a su hora, Nackers.
Brings back so many memories, right? Like exploring the fungal forests of Zangarmarsh, or being awestruck at the chaotic magic alive in Netherstorm, the Draenei in Exodar, the Blood Elves in Silvermoon. I love playing them both. Do you choose to enlist the Aldor or the Scryers in your quest to fight the Legion? And of course, we can't forget gathering all your friends to fight Illidan at the top of the Black Temple. I can't wait to relive it all with you. Since the team first set out on their own quest to bring the original WoW back to life, we have learned a ton about what players are expecting from this kind of experience. We've also learned when to keep things just as they were, and where we all might be open to some changes. we're bringing all these lessons into Burning Crusade Classic, with our primary goal to bring back the same feeling you had when you faced the Fel Reaver for the first time, or when you were digging through piles of Felhound poop. Of course, we can't get this right without you, our incredible community. Soon, you'll be able to revisit Outland yourself when beta starts and tell us what you think. Later, all WoW Classic players are going to be presented with a meaningful choice for each one of your beloved characters. Do you want to move on into Burning Crusade Classic? Or do you want to stay in the original Classic era forever?
Forever.
Whatever you decide, you can do it all with your one WoW subscription. Now, I know I've thrown a lot at you, but don't worry. We'll be getting into the details in our panel later today. So stick with us. We'll make sure you are prepared. And now we're going to hear what's coming up in Hearthstone.
Veamos qué pasa en Hearthstone. Ya que igual que hay infinitos servidores para poder elegir lo que queráis. ¿Ya estás jugando en Chavo? Sí. Pero el está competitivo más entretenido. Hoy día llegamos a un encuentro rating, cabros. Debería haberlo hecho en Facebook el stream. ¿Qué opinan? ¿Qué opinan de eso, Facebook, Twitch? Estoy pensando en empezar a hacer más streams en Facebook. Tengo que activar lo primero, sí.
The Demon Hunter, and ventured into the ruthless Outlands. Then we went to Skullman's Academy and got to explore dual class cards and their powerful synergies. And with our third expansion of the year, we brought you Hearthstone's biggest update.
Morado, ¿te gusta? A mí igual me gusta más morado, tiene un mejor trabajo comunidad.
Madness at the Dark Moon Fair. We launched a brand new game mode, Duels, that saw more than 10 million matches on its first day. We also introduced our long-awaited achievement system and made a significant overhaul to the rewards and progression within the game. Now, it's time to say farewell.
Don Pancho me spoileó el nuevo juego de Blizzard, Heroes of the Storm 2. Cuando me dijo eso le tuve que pegar seno combo en el hocico por hablar weas.
Le tuviste que pegar, yo creo que un Pancho te saca unos dientes de un manotazo. Es brígido un Pancho. Nos llegar y golpear y a esa pelea nos vamos a perder, amigo. Pero, ¿nos están viendo en Discord o algo así? ¿Ponidme ustedes?
We'll be giving the standard format its biggest shake-up ever, with the launch of the Core Set later this year. The Core Set replaces the old Basic and Classic sets with a collection of 235 cards.
A ver,
me encontré a Don Pancho en las fauces y me dijo que lo dejara ahí. Prefería vivir en las fauces que trabajar en el campo con Aurelio.
Las fauces quizás son cómodas, pues no sé, pues pregúntale a Anden.
So, there's never been a better time to get into Hearthstone. Here are 3 of Hearthstone's legendary dragons, reimagined to feel more up-to-date and competitive for modern-day Hearthstone. Ysera the Dreamer. You'll finally receive her full arsenal of dream cards right away. She's a nightmare for your opponents. Malagos the Spellweaver. He'll fill your hand with spells and is a powerful late-game play, worthy of the aspect of magic. And finally, everyone's favorite black dragon, Deathwing. He's still as destructive as ever, but timed correctly, he won't leave you empty-handed. We'll also be launching a brand new format, Classic, where you can play Hearthstone as it was when it first launched. The Classic format will be fully supported, complete with ranks and rewards using Hearthstone's original set of cards. So, if you want to relive the old school experience, then Classic is the place for you. With Classic revisiting the past, now...
Oye, ¿van a anunciar un juego de celular o no? ¿Qué opinan ustedes? Se rumorea que van a anunciar un juego de Battle.net, de Warcraft. No creo que sea eso, yo creo que van a anunciar antes cualquier otra cosa. Es que quiero parcelo, pero está de careta.
Has venido aquí por la aventura, pero los baldíos intentarán quebrarte. Tu hacha Debe estar afilada. Tu mente debe ser veloz.
Ya le muerto se ve bueno. Me late que no lo puedo jugar en el PC, sí.
Debe ser fuerte. Fuerza y honor. Eso es lo que somos.
¡Por la horda!
That's right. We're headed to one of Warcraft's most iconic locales, the Barrens, and we'll come face to face with the heroes that inhabit it. Starting with one of the Horde's most iconic and well-known characters, a fierce loyalist, one-time war chief that embodies the honor, loyalty, and spirituality of the Horde. Shadowhunter Vol'jin. Shadowhunter Vol'jin is a neutral legendary that allows you to either bolster your own board or weaken that of your opponents. And to celebrate the announcement of Forged in the Barrens, this card is available for free for everyone later today. So log into Hearthstone and claim your free copy of Shadowhunter Vol'jin. And as a bonus, we're also giving away the brand new 30 years of Blizzard card back. Next, we have another hero of the Horde who is making his first appearance in Hearthstone. The legendary Blade.
Oh, Samuro, viejo!
Featuring the new keyword Frenzy. Frenzy activates the first time a minion takes damage and survives. In Samuro's case, this can be used to clear your opponent's board. Heroes of the Horde, like Samuro, are famous for their combat prowess, but others, like Thrall, are known for their powerful elemental magic. Take a look at this new shaman spell, Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning is a spell in a new cycle of cards that rank up and become more powerful when you have 5 and 10 mana, ensuring that they're always useful at every stage in the game. You'll also notice that they're categorized as nature spells. With Forged in the Barrens, we'll be permanently introducing spell schools across the entire game, which enables a whole host of exciting new strategies. And don't worry, members of the Alliance will be featuring some of your most beloved heroes and locales later this year. But what I love most about the Warcraft universe is its amazing characters. And our final announcement is our most ambitious addition to Hearthstone yet. It introduces a brand new way to play with your favorite heroes. Hearthstone Mercenaries. Mercenaries features strategic RPG gameplay, where you build teams consisting of some of the most iconic heroes and villains from the Warcraft universe, including timeless characters like the infamous Sylvanas Windrunner, and Ragnaros, the elemental lord of fire. You can also expect to see some of Hearthstone's fan favorites, like the unstoppable Devilsaur, King Crush, and the ever-growing Gruul the Dragon Slayer. You'll lead them in battle through highly replayable roguelike missions, where the map is randomly generated every time you play, and each node represents a unique challenge for your team to take on. Your heroes gain levels, new abilities, equipment, and can even evolve into more powerful versions of themselves. We're thrilled to finally show you Hearthstone Mercenaries. It is scheduled to launch later this year, and we'll have more to share with you down the road. Everything you've seen today is just a taste of what's coming in the Year of the Griffin. So don't forget to tune in to our deep dive panel after the opening ceremony, where we'll share more details on the core set, the new classic format, Forged in the Barrens, and our plans for Battlegrounds and Duels, as well as our upcoming single-player content. I want to thank the team for their amazing work. And on behalf of all of us at Hearthstone, we want to thank the many billions of you who play our game. Your dedication and support is what drives us to make awesome updates and pursue ambitious and fun ideas. We can't wait to kick off the Year of the Griffin with all of you, and we hope to see you in the game soon. Next up, you'll get an update on all things Diablo.
No tengo que ser una noticia de Herton, pero
hey everyone, thank you very much for joining us. I am so excited to kick off the Diablo segment of our show, and I am honored to be here on behalf of all of our Diablo teams to share the news and updates we have in store for you today. We've got a lot of Diablo to cover.
Okay.
I hope you'll agree with me that it's a great time to be a member of this community. All right, let's kick things off with Diablo 4. We first shared our game with you during Blizzcon of 2019, and we've been truly humbled by your response. We've kept in touch through quarterly updates and sincerely appreciate the thoughts and valuable feedback you've provided as we unveil more and more of the game and share in its development. After all, Diablo belongs to you as much as it belongs to us. Most recently, we teased an update to our campfire screen, and savvy fans, of course, understood that we meant more than just the character lighting and fire visual effects. That's right. Today, we're happy to announce a brave new soul joining the barbarian, the sorcerer, and the druid on this dangerous journey back to Sanctuary. A class is one of the most exciting things you can announce in a Diablo game. This one is especially exciting to me, as it's a re-envisioning of one of the first classes to ever appear in the series. Let's have a look.
Clase nueva, Toto P.
Hay justicia en la luz, pero debes tener paciencia.
No sé, no tiene pinta ni rock ni Amazona. Paladín. Eso sí, tiene pinta de eso.
Que Akarat me guíe y me proteja.
Que Akarat me guíe y me proteja.
Que resguarde mi alma.
Que resguarde mi alma.
Y se apiade de ella.
Y se apiade de ella.
¿Qué estás haciendo aquí? Ahora no es el momento.
Pero vine a confesarme. Porque he pecado. Era una ladrona que le robaba a los más afortunados. Me alejé de la luz y encontré mi vocación en las sombras.
Raúl parece.
A eso le llaman asesinato. Para mí es un trabajo bien hecho.
¡Basta! ¡Suficiente!
Soy una ladrona, un hereje, una asesina, padre. ¿Cree que Akarat me salvará?
Te burlas de la luz. Pero esos monstruos eran la peste entre mi rebaño. Y tú... Tú fuiste la solución a sus plegarias.
Entonces he cumplido mi parte y ahora me debe.
El nombre que buscas es...
Gustavo Dachulu.
Gracias a los cielos por ti.
Los cielos. Se lo aseguro, padre. Los cielos no me enviarían a mí.
Renegado. No es como un rogue, pero no es tan rogue. En 3 de sí. ¿Tú fue Diablo 4? Sí, Diablo 3. I'm lost now. Damn, Pope.
Just the sound of that ear getting pierced by the hook is so brutal. I feel like it's gonna haunt me for a long time. I've been a huge fan of the Rogue ever since the original Diablo. Even seeing them come back as NPCs and mercenaries in Diablo 2's Rogue Encampment served as a great bridge between the games. With the setting of Diablo 4 being a larger world than we've ever played in before, we're excited to show you not just what the successors to the original Rogues in the series have been up to since the fall of their order, but also what some of the other Rogues in the world of Sanctuary might look like. The mantra for Diablo 4 has been customization first, and the Rogue takes this to a whole new level. From the beginning, the Rogue has been an incredibly flexible class, able to adapt to any situation. Our goal is to let you create the kind of rogue that you want to play. Whether it's an unrivaled archer modeled after the original Sisterhood, or a cloak and dagger rogue from the darkest alleys of Chaldeum, in Diablo 4, you will have the freedom to create the rogue that you imagine by customizing the looks, the background, and the playstyle of your character. Please stick around for our segment later today, where I'll be joined by other members of the Diablo 4 team to share a closer look at the Rogue class, as well as some of the open-world gameplay that we're bringing to the game. Spoilers, those severed ears are not just for show. But Diablo 4 is not the only Diablo game we're talking about today. If you're looking for an authentic Diablo experience on mobile, we've got you covered. Diablo Immortal has everything you'd expect from a AAA action RPG. From the visceral combat and epic loot to an all-new story, bridging the gap between the events of Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. Later today, you can join the Immortal team, where they'll talk about some of the things they've learned from their recent alpha test and what's next for the game.
Tarde con alpha test hace poco.
Still not all. We have one last bit of very exciting Diablo news to cover. When you hear us talk about the classes, the items, or the stories of the early Diablo games, you may have picked up on the absolute reverent tone we reserve for that golden era of Diablo. Maybe you share that love of the classics, and just hearing us talk about them makes you want to take on Mephisto or Baal one more time. Or maybe even for the first time. After all, some of our favorite moments happened a long time ago, and not just in Sanctuary years. If so, we have a special surprise for you today.
Diablo 1
Let's check it
remaster.
out.
It's cool.
Now you know what I seek, Marius.
Were these the demons from... Don't do it! It seems not I'm not acceptable of it.
Ah, Diablo 2 Resurrected. Estaría bueno.
Lord of Terror. Though this be our darkest hour, it may yet be your greatest moment.
Pose bonito. Sí. Sí, se ve bien. Bueno, pero Warcraft 3 Reforge ya bien. Ahí hay que verlo. Hay que darle todo. Está bueno el trailer. ¿Todavía no tiene fecha, sí? Tienes puesto fecha al tiro.
After more than 20 years, the Dark Wanderer has returned. And once again, he travels east. Always east. Diablo 2 is a landmark game for Blizzard. Diablo 2 Resurrected is a full HD remaster of both the original game and the expansion, Lord of Destruction. It takes the 2D sprite-based classic that we love and brings it into the present in 3D, utilizing up-to-date graphical rendering and lighting technologies. It also includes modernizing all 27 minutes of cinematics, recreated shot for shot, with the explicit intention of preserving both the look and the pacing of the original. Blizzard has a long history of games that we're proud of. And when we think about Diablo 2, we think about it as a definitive pillar in our foundation. Now, it's funny to think that some of you which makes it all the more important that we deliver an authentic experience wherever you play. We want everyone to relive their memories or experience the game for the very first time on their platform of choice. And so we're excited to bring Diablo 2 Resurrected to PC and console, along with
Diablo 2 va a estar para PC consolas, qué
those of you who are in love with the original and you just wish it worked more seamlessly on modern computers, you can bring back all of that nostalgia exactly as you remember and enjoy the game in its original 2D form, much like we did with StarCraft Remastered. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about. Later today, Diablo speedrunner Mr. Llama will host a roundtable with members of the development team on the dedicated Diablo channel. If you are a Diablo 2 fan, I encourage you to take a look. So, from Diablo 2 Resurrected, to Burning Crusade Classic, to the Blizzard Arcade Collection, it's a whole lot of looking back. And while we have teams dedicated to bringing these timeless experiences into your hands, it's actually a very small percentage of our developers working on these projects. Far more people are working on the future of Blizzard. And in addition to what we'll be talking about during the show, we can't wait to tell you even more about our plans over the course of this year and beyond. If you had asked us 30 years ago what gaming would look like today, none of us could have predicted the current lineup of games. The advances in technology are one thing, but it's really what those advances have enabled that's even more incredible. If you think about the people who play games and the communities that have grown up around them, the way people can connect instantly, no matter where they are in the world, the way people are increasingly able to express their identity and celebrate who they are through their favorite games, communities, and platforms. The explosion of things like streaming, cosplay, and esports. It would have been hard to imagine any of that 30 years ago. And at Blizzard, that is what excites us about the next 30 years. There is so much that we're working on. And some of it you already know about. The rest, we look for. And Hearthstone are diverse, expansive, and full of potential. We are not only iterating on the experiences that you've come to expect from us, but also exploring different ways to express our worlds and welcome more players from more places into them. And we aspire to continue to lead on priorities like accessibility and toxicity control, and to continue supporting causes that have a positive impact on the real world. We want to continue to bring those same feelings of joy and achievement that we all felt when we first defeated the Lich King, or beat Diablo on hardcore mode. Because when we geek out on those experiences with others, we can't help but see the similarities between us and feel what's possible when we play together. Of course, there are new Blizzard worlds that we haven't visited quite yet. And when we do finally unveil those games and experiences, our hope is that you will see in them what we do. That no matter who you are or where you're from, they are spaces where you can create new stories, forge new friendships, and make memories worthy of lasting a lifetime. And through it all, our mission statement of being dedicated to creating the most epic entertainment experiences ever, along with our core values, led by gameplay first, will continue to guide our way. So on behalf of everyone at Blizzard, thank you for being on this journey. For me personally, it is the honor of my professional life to serve you, and the honor of all of us at Blizzard to be the caretakers of the worlds that you play in. We are so excited for what's to come this year, next year, and the next 30 years. Now, what's coming next for the show? Well, it depends on where you watch. For those of you looking for an update on Overwatch, check out the behind-the-scenes look into the development of Overwatch 2 over on their dedicated channel right after the conclusion of opening ceremonies. There, you'll hear about Overwatch 2, new content, new features, including new maps, hero missions, talent trees, and more of what we think will make Overwatch 2 a unique gameplay experience.
Yeah.
For World of Warcraft, Diablo, and Hearthstone, you'll get a closer look on their respective channels. And on the dedicated strategy channel, some StarCraft legends will be going head-to-head in epic competition.
¿En Heroes of the
Once
Storm?
again,
No hay mención.
BlizzCon Live. Be good to one another. Welcome home. Before we kick things off, here's a little something from a previous BlizzCon headliner.
Hey, thanks for having us. We're Metallica. Thanks for having us at BlizzCon 2014. We would love to be there this year, but obviously can't be. So
nice.
Here we are, and this is for you.
No, pues me enfoco ahorita ahora, porque... Fíjate, man.
Biggest fight on the hill in the early days. Got it chill inside. sky just before you die. It's the last time you will. Like a rope at your floor in the crumbling sky. Trapped in gold with the soul, with the ruthless cry. Dreamed you now of the lies, with this mystery. The silence so loud. Crackle dawn was gone, so the will to pay. Now it's you who will pay. Blinded eyes to say. For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for they. For whom the bell tolls.
Más efectué que se toque, no, otra, otra. No, otra. Damn. ¿De qué nos dirigimos? ¿Qué ceremonia quieren ver? Vamos a ver las noticias de WoW, ¿no? Overwatch 2.
For Lordaeron!
For Lordaeron. Golfa como cortita el central de la noticia.
What can I do for you? 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 What can I do?
Your death will.
Es muy bueno, Carlos. ¿Por qué estás a darme?
Morta Vespa Gaia Inu.
Help! Help!
Nos vamos con toda la historia que va a cantar.
Strike with great vengeance.
Ah, de la gran guerra. Se salta el Warcraft TV.
You are not prepared. Frostborn hungers for your soul.
Oh, no creo.
Your time has come.
Strange.
Greetings to you. Seems you're ready for the real thing.
Oh, la única versión de Hero que fue por Carbo.
Hey, look at me!
Oh, looks like we got an audience.
I'm getting good at this. I'm in the groove.
Turret online.
Surprise! Piece of cake.
Que viene con todos los giros muertos. Juego muerto, asociación. No puede ser. Es pesado. Decían anunciar algo, así un héroe por lo menos, pues. Ya, ahora vamos a ver si podemos ver otra cosita, a ver. Pues bueno, un panel de WoW entiendo yo. El panel de WoW, Blizzcon Online. Blizzcon.com, vamos a buscarlo. Lo vamos a transmitir según yo. La apertura está lista.
The production director for World of Warcraft. I've been at Blizzard for 15 years now, and have been on WoW for most of that time. Avid WoW player myself, and really excited to open up that dark portal again as we all step through it.
And my name's Brian Birmingham, and I'm the lead software engineer on WoW Classic.
Pues yo creo que no voy a ir mucho de los paneles porque al final después se resumiendo siempre la noticia.
As well, and then came back to the World of Warcraft team to work on WoW Classic, and it has been a great joy to me to work on this team.
There's a lot to talk about today.
Yeah.
So earlier we announced, yay, Burning Crusade Classic is coming, but there's a lot more to it. Let's take a look at the features, because wow. I mean, wow, right? Wow. I was so excited by playing Draenei and Blood Elves. I played both.
Agregan clase, primero que los tienen chami y pala cruzados.
And I also took up jewel crafting on my Draenei Shaman. I wanted to corner the market. Just the whole notion of having items with sockets and just exploring that whole system. I'm also a bit of a systems nerd. So I completely lost my time.
La verdad es que no dieron fecha de nada.
In there.
De nada.
Burning Crusade, I remember being
dijeron este año
it was our first
o el otro año, en general de la mayoría de las
all the new
cosas.
features was like this really cool moment of like what's coming next, what's going to happen.
Okay.
And one of the things
No,
that was pretty impactful in the game was Horde having Paladins and Alliance having Shaman. I mean, as an advocate here myself, I remember going back and trying to fight Shaman. I was Alliance back then. And just not understanding that class at all because my team didn't have it. So like I try to poly them and it'd be like grounding totem. I didn't know what that was. And it's just like, why are Shaman immune to everything? I don't understand.
That's not what you said.
Yeah, no, I did.
No, you said they're cheating.
I understood polymorph druids, but Shaman, why? Like now I started to understand Shaman a little bit better. We got some of their benefits. I actually like got to see totems being placed on my side for once, and got to see the frustration of dealing with Bubble Hearth on the other.
Yeah, I remember when I was doing raids, we were always jealous of the Alliance having Paladins for Blessing of Salvation. Like people would be pulling aggro off me, and I'd be yelling at them like, "Wait for 3 Sunders!" And the Alliance is like, "No, it's no problem. Just go."
So, I mean, we were upset raiding like Razor Gore without Earthbind. I mean, really even the playing field for both PvE and PvP, which was kind of cool. But there were a ton of new features and just abilities with this too. You know, as we got to level 70 and got to experience new content and new things. I remember one of my first experiences with understanding what it meant for designed by Blizzard, right?
Oh,
Because I was an engineer, right? I wasn't a designer. I was working on like the live ops team at the time, and you know, I was playing my class, avid player of Mage, and I sent this long email to Tom Chilton saying like, hey, you know, here's what Mage needs.
The Dawson Manifesto.
So it was a well thought out forum post.
Pardo, ¿cómo estamos?
And what was in it was things like bring back invisibility, let's get a threat dump in the class, and I didn't even necessarily tie those two together, but he was like, that's a pretty good idea, let's get Mage's invisibility. And just knowing that skill was coming along with some other new stuff.
¿Las desilusiones las viste ya? En resumen fue anuncio de un poquito más de cosas de Diablo Immortal que no está bueno, que bonito. Diablo 4, más trailer, 2022 sale. Y la verdad no me hypea tanto, no encuentro que sea tan bueno. Anunciaron un par de cosas de Overwatch 2, talento y cosas que no va a hacer que sea más jugable, esperemos. De World of Warcraft, tuvo buen contenido y sale luego, así que está bueno. Harto PvP, hay más cosas de WoW. Cierto, una expansión nueva, vuelven cosas en clásica, un par de modos nuevos, no se mencionó nada de eSports, sí, absolutamente nada. Y bueno, Heroes, nada, ni siquiera se mencionó, no hubo una mención de Heroes, una palabra aún. Heroes no sonó. No esperaría nada, esperaría que básicamente pasara al olvido. Tampoco se anunció nada de Warcraft Reforged, otro juego que ni siquiera se mencionó tampoco. Bueno, y Diablo 2 Resurrected fue más enfocada en promesas de Diablo. Tenemos que se cumplan nomás, pero en sí no hay nada que me hypeara tanto. Esperaba que a lo mejor se anunciara una serie de apoyo con Netflix o quizá un juego mobile, aparte de lo que tenía esperado, pero no. Se anunció un poquito lo que se había mencionado nomás.
Like that wasn't. We didn't design it for that. We just wanted people to have fun. But when we noticed like, hey, everybody's playing this, everybody's like competing in this, people were watching it, we had to embrace that. We started featuring it at Blizzcon, and we've been doing it every year since.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I think one of my favorite things to recollect was the exciting zones that you would travel through. One of my favorite memories was actually in the first zone, Hellfire Peninsula, and it was adventuring around Hellfire Peninsula, going around and doing all those quests, and always living in fear of the Fell Reaper. Because you'd be out there collecting parts from like a broken Zeppelin, and you'd be fighting off your Hellbores, and then all of a sudden you'd see the screen start to shake, and like these thump, 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 and then and you're like, oh my god, I gotta run, he's right on top of me.
Sounds still
sí, no hay que esperar mucho tampoco, está bien.
It's terrifying.
Even in life, it's
yo creo que la noche vamos a jugar Valheim nosotros y posiblemente un PvP,
And then the payoff when you later go to Netherstorm and they give you the quest, they're like, could you get me a part from inside the Fell Reaper?
8:35 del show de leyenda entre StarCraft. Yo no entiendo nada, pero lo podríamos ver.
They're like, yeah, I think you could take it now. And that was such an exciting payoff to be able to like bring that full circle and go back and see him again.
For me, I snuck into beta. I got really lucky because I could see the construction sign for some of the zones, and of course I ignored it and went and explored. So I remember running through Blade's Edge and just seeing dragon carcasses, skeletons impaled in the environment, and then moving on to Netherstorm. I just was blown away, even from Zangarmarsh all the way through. Everything felt like its own world, and just be able to go through that, and just the delight of it, and the epicness
bueno, en general, nadie quedó muy hypeado con ninguna de las noticias, encuentro yo. Encuentro que nadie quedó hypeado con ninguna de las noticias. Todo lo que se esperaba, no hubo ningún anuncio nuevo más allá. Esperaba que se mencionara un héroe por último para Heroes. A StarCraft tampoco se le mencionó, ahora que hablo de la parte del showmatch que va a haber ahora. No hubo una mayor mención de StarCraft, absolutamente nada. Bueno, Heroes no, WoW, ya hablamos de ello. Nuevo parche, nuevo contenido. Está bueno. Diablo 2 Resurrected, Diablo Immortal y Diablo 4. Sería todo el contenido que se trae. Son contenidos en general que, bueno, yo nunca he sido tan jugador de Diablo, así que posiblemente lo juegue, pero no le saque el jugo como algún fanático. De todas formas, Diablo Immortal se ve bueno, lo otro es nostalgia para mi gusto, aunque Diablo Resurrected se veía bien, se veía bonito. Hearthstone, expansión nueva, bastante llamativa también, buena. Por otro lado, estaba... Bueno, eso en general. Overwatch 2, que también se estaban mencionando que hay talento nuevo, hay una rama de misiones, van a hablar un poco de los mapas, van a hablar un poco de quizás personajes nuevos, de diferentes cosas para Overwatch. Y eso fue en general el resumen de la Blizzcon. Hasta se enfocaba, creo yo, un poquito más el contenido de eSport, que está ahí 3 días con las finales y una semana antes con todo lo que era la final de Blizzcon, y ahí fue donde creció más. Ahora siento que van anuncios nomás, es como si un Nintendo Direct. Y eso no sé, lo deja como con gusto a poco. Personal es así, espero que a lo mejor para los demás no sea así, pero bueno, es apreciación personal, ¿no? Nos vemos, chicos, yo le voy a dejar el raid a Horus, que va a estar transmitiendo el partido de StarCraft, y yo vuelvo más rato a jugar WoWcito o a jugar Valheim. Vamos a preguntarle al Kike si está listo. Si alguien quiere jugar Rated Battleground, bueno, me dice mejor juego Rated Battleground. Ya, chicos, nos vemos. Mándele saludo a Horus. Cuídense, que esté muy bien. Chau, chau. Nos vemos, Pardo, nos vemos, Cerquino, Ortox. Espero no se haya desilusionado mucho con la noticia. Bueno, era lo que había, era lo que había.